Welcome back, everybody. We are returning to Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past, in which we just used up all of our money. See, we only have 8 rupees left, honey. On the flippers.
That's more than what I have in my account.
Oh my goodness, you need to save more.
I'm sorry, but I'm not Link. You made me go and buy the flippers for you.
Oh gosh, we're just... Oh, wait. Well, apparently Arrghus is opening a portal at the entrance to Hyrule Castle. It's not fully opened yet, but you can obviously walk into it and have a free access pass to the Dark World.
Oh, look, there's pigs.
Yay!
Or whatever they're called.
But we're going to take a little detour here before the second dungeon and grab a magical medallion, which we will be needing way later in the game. But since we're in the local area, why not?
What are those usually called in the other Zelda stories? The pigs?
Moblins?
Thank you.
I
still say they're pigs.
Well, yeah, moblins are based off of pigs, yes. They're like pigs in humanoid form. They're more like look like anemones.
Whatever.
Jellyfish.
Hey, I am renaming all of these characters. If anybody has not figured that out, I don't know what to tell you.
Okay. Anyway, we have these little weird octopus-looking things, which are similar in Octorocks, but different looking. But same concept. Except they hurt more.
What are they?
Octorok, Dark World versions.
No.
Ooh, let's read this sign. Why is the sign here in the middle of nowhere? Curse is doing to throw something into my circle of stones. Well, just to add insult to injury, and just because I'm cheekish, I'm gonna throw this exact sign to the circle of stones, so ha-ha! Take that, sucker.
You were so mean. Oh look, it was a dead fish.
Oh gosh! It's a demon from the deep! Oh wait, it's a big fish. He's like, what the? I'm so pissed. What? Okay, you know what? I'm so pissed I'm gonna give you this so you can go away. That's like a good fair trade to me. Peace and quiet for a nice magical medallion. Awesome.
Apparently he doesn't know the value of that medallion.
Apparently not, because it's very valuable to us. Now, other than, of course, opening the final Crystal Maiden dungeon in the Dark World, there really is no more functional use of the Quake medallion. Now, practical use, you could use it all over the place to kill off all enemies on screen. It's pretty awesome, actually. But other than the functional use, we are not actually going to use the medallions in any sort of practical way. Just because, you know, it goes against my challenge. Ha ha ha. If it's not something I can use, if it's not something I need to use to get through the game, like the sword or the bow and arrows or some such, then I'm just not going to bother getting it. Minimalist. So I'm only going to get these medallions for the sole purpose of opening dungeon entrances. Oh my goodness, the moblins are killing me! Okay.
Those dirty pigs. Now you need to let everybody know that you don't ever ask me what challenges you should do. You just make them up and then tell me. So I'm just as blindsided as they are.
Well, it makes things more interesting, that's for sure. Because you'd be
and
like...
I have really cool ideas too.
Okay, how's this? Next game I come up with that we're going to do together, you decide the challenge.
Oh, good.
We currently have the challenge already going for, what is it, Final Fantasy VII and Alchemy?
Yeah.
Although Alchemy, we're kind of figuring it out as we go. Because I haven't played that
game. That's because you don't listen to any of my ideals.
Ideals or ideas?
That too.
Well, anyway.
Today is not my best speaking day.
Alchemy is kind of a weird one. I haven't played it. I've only played it through once, so it's kind of like I'm not really sure what I should do for a challenge. So we're just figuring it out as we go, and we're actually coming up with kind of a very interesting challenge. But on to the second dungeon, which is the Water Temple. And right away, there's no water.
Well, that's just dandy.
Well, there's some over there, but we can't get to it. But here.
Just dandy.
Here, Sahasrara now tells us the other secret of the Dark World Light World combination. Anything you do in one world will affect the form of its other in the opposing world. This is something that, up to this point, you have not had a need to do or take advantage of. This is the first time you're required to do such a change in one world to the other. And if you were any sort of adventurous spirit, you would have already gone here many times over in the Light World before ever beating Arrghus and opened up this passage of water and seen what it does. So you'd have automatically known what to do when Sahasrara said, hey, do something silly to change the form of the dungeon.
Now get that chest.
Well, it's blocked, so I'm gonna have to go in and out to get it. Oh, look, heart piece, and back to the dark world. Sorry, honey.
Oh, look, it disappeared.
Yep. So we changed the form of the dungeon in the light world, and so forth. Water appears, and that is your first major hurdle. The second major hurdle is to get flippers, which is a good thing we got them in the last video.
Oh, look, it's fish.
Those look more like water bugs. They're like, you know, the bugs you find on the surface of the water.
Oh, okay.
Take a look at them again when you, I'm sure there's some down on the next floor
Maybe
here.
I was thinking of catfish.
Yeah, look, see, they're like little water bugs.
Yeah. Aren't those so cool?
No, they're kind of freaky.
No, I like... never mind. I've gone fishing before, and I've always liked looking at the water bugs more than caring if I got a fish to bite on my fishing pole.
That's how you do it, folks. You go fishing for the bugs.
Oh yeah.
Alright, and we have little pocket, you could almost, I think these are called Zoles. These are,
Those little black things with the eyes?
nope, and not a big dungeon, but
Wait,
slightly complex.
What are you talking about, Zola?
These things.
Oh, they were little black things with eyes when they were popping up out of the ground.
Yep, but they turn into little jellies, which their counterparts would be Zoles, except they don't split into two gels.
Oh.
So I guess you could call them gels then, because they don't split. Anyway, more no water sections here, but you don't want to fill up the water section until you get what you need here. Although in this case, I don't think you really have a choice, because you needed the key to get forward. Haha! I'm so silly.
Nobody's gonna contradict you on that one.
And right away, you're going to need the item from the previous dungeon to even remotely get far in this dungeon. Get away. I love that water animation. When I was first playing this game, I thought that was the coolest thing ever. I was just like, wow, look at that fill up. Isn't that amazing? My mom and dad are just like, that's nice, honey.
And then you were showing me this, and you were like, look at that, isn't that amazing? And I went,
I still find it fascinating, even when I'm an adult.
I think you're nuts.
Yeah, but I'm a lovable nut. Don't give me that look.
No comment.
Alright, so this seems to be a key defining trait of this dungeon, is you're going to have to keep filling up certain sections of water. But sections like this are already... Oh, wow, those hurt a lot more than I thought. 2 hearts. But sections like...
Are those the Zoli things, or whatever you called them?
No, they're more like,
Oh, those are flying fish.
flying fish or tadpoles, one of the two.
Flying fish.
Well, whatever works for you. But, little
We'll
places...
have a vote.
Places...
How many people say flying fish? It's misses. Anybody say tadpoles, it's just retro.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But as you saw, easily push the block. In floors where there's a little bit of water in the ground, these white blocks are more easily pushed around. If there's no water, apparently they're hard as rocks and or heavy as lead, and you can't even move
Heavy
them.
as stone.
Whatever,
Hard
heavy as
rock.
stone, heavy as
They're
stone, rock,
wrong.
lead.
They're all the
They're
same thing.
they're too heavy.
Oh
They're
my
too heavy for him.
goodness.
See those blocks right there.
Yeah.
Even if you tried, you would never be able to move them because there's just not enough water. Or I mean, it's just too dry. I know what I'm trying to say. Physics! Physics!
Nobody pays attention to physics right now. We're just having fun listening to you rambling. Rambling man.
Ramble I do.
Isn't that the song of the Rambling Man?
I'm not entirely sure. Could be a TV show, though.
No. I think there's a song called The Rambling Man. And I am a rambling man.
Anyway, we're going to shoot an arrow into this switch. And here's the tricky thing that will trip a lot of people up. You won't know it until you get to the second floor, but you're going to need to switch this crystal back to orange. And you won't realize that until, oh, I'd say about a couple minutes from now. Trust me on this. Otherwise, you're going to do a fruitless backtracking just to turn that switch. Wondering why you never did that in the first place. And I think this is the last time... Oh, gosh. Last time you have to fill it up with water. I could be wrong, though. Ah, here we go. This is the example I was talking about this whole time. But first, I think there might be something up here.
Do you think?
I was wrong. Never mind.
You do not get paid to think.
See, there you go.
Get paid to do.
Easy block moving on water. Couldn't have done it otherwise.
Your wife is supposed to think for you.
What am I thinking now?
It doesn't matter. It's what I'm thinking.
Oh, okay. What are you thinking that I'm thinking right now?
You are supposed to know what I think at all times.
Oh, I don't think that's hardly fair.
Well, like I said, you're not allowed to think.
Oh, okay.
Or no, you're not.
Ah, I
you're
gotcha.
not paid to think.
All right, let's. Oh gosh. All right, you want to go on this right one? Yep, this is the one that. Up, see? Look what I told you. If you didn't turn it back to orange, you would have been blocked right here. You'd be like, ah, crap. Gotta go back. So, it's a good thing you changed it all the way back when you first were at the switch. And we have our big key.
That is an elephant key. I'm sorry. It looks like an elephant with a tongue. Its nose straight down.
It's more of like a skull with horns.
Yeah, I know, but that's not what Never mind.
Oh, potato, potato. You see one thing, I see the other.
It's because you see wrong.
Well, actually, if you look at the game art in the strategy guide, it actually does look like a skull with horns. So they originally intended it to be that before I guess it got mistranslated into an elephant figurine.
Hey!
And I'm wondering what's over in this chest.
You are not allowed to think. See, this is what you keep dropping off.
Actually, I wanted to see what was in this chest. Okay, just 20 rubies, no big deal. Never mind. Alright, so now we gotta backtrack. I think the only backtracking we do in this dungeon, which is good. I mean, I know there's even split in Zelda players where they say backtracking is awesome, it's good if a dungeon has you backtrack. And then there's a sect of Zelda players that says you should never backtrack, and if you have to backtrack, you go through the dungeon and you get back to the area that you once were via a new route. As in, the level takes you around one route, and you get back to the same place via a totally different route. And then from that same place that you were in the beginning, you take a different route to the boss or wherever from there. Oh, crap, I need a key. Alright, totally forgot about that. So
Weren't you told not to think?
I am of the mind of a little backtracking goes a long way. I like a little bit, but if it becomes excessive where you're just like going, all over the place back where you went, and they have not respawned. I'm gonna have to go exit the room and come back to get those skulls to respawn. What was I saying?
Something about skulls respawning.
No, before that. Oh!
Respawning.
No.
Backtracking.
Thank you! Backtracking! Hey, see, look, they respawned. So yeah, I like a little backtracking, but not too much in my Zelda dungeons. Then it gets just tedious and it seems to me poor design. Anyway, we have another case of move the statue onto a switch, but this one's a little tricky, because you think you want to go into the one right next to the switch where the statue is opening, but no. You want to go all the way over here to this door that opened at the same time, because only through here you're going to actually get a switch that lets you progress further. A little tricky, those designers. See? There you go. You would have ended up on the left side of the switch and you couldn't push it from that side. And now we actually start draining water instead of filling it up.
I bet you liked that animation too.
Oh, it was so awesome. I loved it all. I love pretty much everything about this game.
Yep.
Okay, now this one's a little tricky. You won't know it until you actually go up to the room above this one, that there's a hidden passage. And it's behind one of these waterfalls. Okay. I'm thinking it's probably this one. Aha! There you go. Hidden passage! I know, I'm a geek.
And people love you.
Yes, like you. Thank you, honey.
I do my best.
Alright, we are nearing the end.
Look, a little, whatever, shadows.
Bucket souls. That's what I like to call them.
Okay, whatever they are.
Oh gosh. Okay, this is... I'm... Oh gosh, I was not going to get out of that pain. Just keep swimming, just keep swimming.
Isn't that from Dory on Finding Nemo? Just keep swimming, just keep swimming.
Yep, and here's our first boss. Arrghus.
That is a popcorn ball.
First boss of this temple, which there's only one boss. I don't know what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's a popcorn ball.
Yeah, they look like popcorn. I'm not really sure what they're supposed to be, but they're actually supposed to be some sort of protective barrier, parasitic. But it's basically a giant jellyfish with a single eye. Is pretty much all Arrghus is. And believe it or not, this is reminiscent of Patra, except not nearly as dangerous. So it's a mix of Patra and a totally brand new creation.
Who's Patra again?
The bug with the multiple rings of little bugs circling it in the original game. Yeah, similar. And this boss actually has proven to be quite popular that he has returned in multiple forms. The wart in Majora's Mask was a variation, a 3D variation of this boss.
The wart?
Oh, we'll get to him.
I don't remember that one.
Oh, yes.
Wasn't there a one of Wind Waker where there was I guess it was a tarantula that had an eye?
No, that was based off Goma. That's
okay.
not this guy. And this is pretty much all he does. He just goes around and just random movements, and he's pretty easy to hit. Very, very easy boss overall. Much easier than Helmasaur King, I can tell you that much.
Helmasaur King?
Yeah, it was the big guy with the scorpion tail.
Oh, okay.
Wow, you forget pretty fast.
I just keep giving them different names, sorry.
Now, some would argue with me, but I think another 3D version of Wart and/or Arrghus can be found in Twilight Princess in the 3rd dungeon, the Water Temple. And that is the Deku Frog. And the Deku Frog that has multiple eyeball tadpoles on its back. And you have to kind of kill him before you can get at the frog himself. Nope, that was Twilight Princess.
Oh.
I'd almost argue he's a variation of this type of boss. But that's just my opinion. We'll see if that proves true by your opinion when we get to Twilight Princess.
Yeah, they're all going to be renamed anyway. I'm pretty sure the creators of Legend of Zelda are not going to appreciate my renaming all of their characters. I apologize, but I'm still going to rename them just for fun.
Why not? If you can't have fun with these games, what's the point?
Yeah, I don't play them, I just make fun of the characters, because it's so hilarious.
Alright, so we have 2 dungeons under our belt, and we are going to go switch things up a little bit.
Yay!
Yes. Most
people...
people...
What are you thinking again? Remember, you're not supposed to think. That's my job.
Well, let's see. By the map, we are supposed to go to the far upper left of the Dark World with the... Oh, what is it? The Lost Woods equivalent. But we are going to switch things up, because that level, not so much for the level itself, but for the boss, wee bit too tough. So we're going to skip it, and oh gosh, I'm right onto it. Whew, didn't even get hurt. Awesome. So we're going to totally skip that heart piece because we're not collecting. And we will see y'all in the next video.
Bye!
After we get back to our... I guess you could say our hub screen, which would be our house. So, see you later.
Bye!